In the last class, we started the classification of discrete time system. Okay. Based on the characteristics of the discrete time system, these are classified into 6 types. In that, already we covered from the 5 categories. One is the static and the dynamic. The second one is the causal and non-causal. The third is the linear and non-linear. The fourth one, time invariant and the time variant systems. Fifth one is FR and IR. See, the last category is stable and unstable. So out of the 6 category, already we covered the 5 categories in the last class. So now the last category, stable system. Stable and unstable systems. Okay. See, any LTI system, remember the system is here the LTI. System is LTI systems. An LTI system is said to be the stable. An LTI system is said to be the stable. Here the stable means we are checking it is the BIBO stable. BIBO stands for the bounded input, bounded output. Okay. So any LTI system is said to be the BIBO stable if it produces the response bounded for every bounded input. Okay. An LTI system is said to be the stable if it produces the bounded response or the bounded output for every bounded input. Okay. BIBO stand for the B stand for bounded, I for input. Bounded input, bounded output. An LTI system is said to be the stable if its response is bounded for every bounded input. If its response is bounded. So bounded is nothing but the finite. Bounded is nothing but the finite amplitude or the finite magnitude. Okay, if its response is bounded for every bounded input. Okay, then the system is BIBO stable. In case for some bounded input signal, the output is unbounded. Example, you are applying some finite input signal. Example, if it is any step signal or any sinusoidal signal. In case the output of the system reach to the infinity, in case the response is the infinity, then that system is called unbounded system simply. Okay, if you are applying the finite magnitude input to any particular system, if the response or the output is also the finite amplitude, nothing but the bounded, then the system is stable, otherwise unstable. Okay, let's see what is the condition, how we'll check whether the response of the system is finite or infinite. Okay, this is not for only the at 1 or 2 time instance. Okay, this is not only at the 1 or 2 time instance. We need to check this entire interval from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, and in the entire interval, if the response is finite at all the time instant from minus infinity to plus infinity, then only the system is Bibot stable. Okay, at least at one time instant, there is a possibility of reaching the amplitude or the magnitude is infinity, then the system is unstable. Okay, but practically it is not possible to check the response at each and every time instant. The response at 0, or response at n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, till n is equal to infinity. Practically it is impossible finding the response for the infinity time intervals. So how will check the particular system is the stable or not? Okay, for that we are going to obtain one condition. Let's say, okay, let the bounded input sequence is x of n. X of n is a bounded input sequence, and h of n is an impulse response of the system. Impulse response of the system, and y of n is the response of the system or output of the system. Okay, I'm assuming the input sequence is bounded, so the magnitude of the input signal is finite at all the time instants. Okay, all the time instants, the magnitude or the amplitude of the input signal is finite or bounded, and h of n is the impulse response of the system, and the y of n is output of the system. Now we are going to check the what is the condition to get the response or the y of n is finite. Okay, let's take this is your system having the impulse response is h of n and input sequence x of n which is bounded, and the response y of n. Okay, now we already assumed that our system is LTI system. Okay, what is the response of the LTI system? The last class we covered the response of an LTI system is nothing but that is the convolution between input and impulse response. Okay, which is y of n is equal to h of n is convoluted with x of n. The mathematical it is summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity h of k x of n minus k. Okay, or you can write also write the x of n is convoluted with h of n. Okay, the convolution have the three properties: the commutative, associative, and the distributive law. Okay, h of n is convoluted with x of n is also equal to x of n is convoluted with h of n. Okay, now is the math. Now the response of the system y of n is the summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity h of k x of n minus k. Now you have the response. Now find the magnitude of the response and the magnitude of the response. Magnitude of the response for the both side, take the mod. So the mod y of n is equal to mod of summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity h of k x of n minus k. Okay, but from the summation properties we know that the magnitude of sum of terms, the magnitude of the sum of terms is less than or equal to sum of magnitudes. Sum of magnitudes, that is mod y of n is less than or equal summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity mod h of k to mod x of n minus k. Okay, now see the magnitude of sum of terms, is less than or equal sum of the magnitudes. Therefore we written is less than or equal summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity mod h of k into mod x of n minus k. Okay. Now, what is this term? Mod x of n minus k is nothing but the magnitude of the input signal x of n. Okay. We already assumed that our input signal is bounded. That means it having the finite magnitude at all the time instants. Okay. At all the time instants. Let's take the assume that the maximum amplitude of x of n is, let us say, m. I am assuming the maximum amplitude of the input signal is m. Okay, so this mod of x of n minus k, which gives the magnitude of the input signal, I am writing as the mod y of n is less than or equal. I am taking the maximum amplitude of the input signal into summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity mod h of k. Now, the magnitude of the output signal is m into summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity mod h of k. What is the condition for the Bibos table? When you are applying the bounded input signal, the output must be bounded. Means mod y of n must be, this mod y of n must be bounded value, bounded or finite value. Okay. To get this value, the mod y of n is a finite. What about this product? M into summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity h of k. This product must be finite. Now tell me when this product is finite. M, the m is a finite value, and the second term is the summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity mod h of k. Okay, our requirement is this product is a finite. Okay, so to get this product is finite, the second term, that is nothing but the summation term, this term must be finite. If the summation is a finite, simply the product of two finite numbers is finite. Then you can say the response is bounded. Okay. Now see, to get the magnitude of the output or the magnitude of the response finite, the summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity mod h of k, this summation must be finite. See, to complete the above condition is satisfied when the summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity mod h of k is must be less than infinity. To complete the summation must be the finite. Simply it is less than infinity. Okay, this is the condition for Bibos step. Necessary and sufficient condition for Bibos stable. Now no need to check the response of the system at each and every time instant. At n is equal to 0, what is the response? 1, 2, 3. If you know the impulse response of the system, now check whether the impulse response is absolutely summable or not. If it is absolutely summable, then the system is Bibos stable. Otherwise, simply unstable. Okay. See, the condition for stability is again, I'm writing that summation with respect to the n. I'm changing the independent variable from k to n. Summation n from minus infinity to plus infinity mod h of n must be less than infinity. Okay, let's take one example. Let's take the LTI system whose impulse response is h of n is equal to 1 by 2 whole power n u of n. 1 by 2 whole power n u of n. Now, check this LTI system is stable or not. Here you know the impulse response of the system. Directly check the impulse response is absolutely summable or not. That find this value summation n from minus infinity to plus infinity mod h of n, which is summation n from minus infinity to plus infinity mod 1 by 2 whole power n into u of n. Again here, see here the 1 by 2 whole power n is multiplied with the u of n. So u of n exists only for the positive time and it is 0 for the negative time. So complete this product is 0 for the negative time. So the summation is exist only for the positive time intervals 0 to infinity 1 by 2 whole power n into over this portion 0 to infinity u of n is 1. U of n is 1, which is summation n from 0 to infinity 1 by 2 whole power n. What is the summation result? In the last class I given the two summation results. One is summation n from 0 to infinity a power n value is 1 by 1 minus a if a value is less than 1 and if value is infinity if a is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, now check the a values 1 by 2 which is less than 1. So the summation result is 1 by 1 minus 1 by 2. So the value is 2 which is less than infinity. Therefore, the given LTI system is Bibo stable. Like that, need to give the conclusion. Okay. So if you want to check that any LTI system is a Bibo stable, check its impulse response is absolutely summable or not. If it is absolutely summable, then the given system is Bibo stable. Otherwise, unstable. Okay. Now here you have the impulse response of the system. In case you don't have the impulse response of the system, I'll check. For that, let's take one example. Okay. Let's take an LTI system. LTI system is described by recursive equation y of n is equal to 2 y of n minus 1 plus del of n with y of 0 is equal to 4. Y of 0 is equal to 4. Okay. Now check whether the system is stable or not. Whether the system is stable or not. Now here we don't have the impulse response to check whether it is absolutely summable or not. We don't have the h of n. Okay. Here the system is described by the one recursive equation y of n is equal to 2 into y of n minus 1 plus del of n. Okay, and we have some initial condition that is y of 0 is equal to 4. Now, how will check the system is stable or not? I'll check the system is stable or not. Okay. For that, just try to evaluate the response for the 2-3 time instance so that you will get the idea how the magnitude or amplitude of the response y of n is changing. Okay, based on that, we need to give the conclusion. Okay, so here we know the value of the response at n is equal to 0, which is 4. Now I am trying to find the response at n is equal to 1. So which is y of 1 is equal to 2 into y of 0 plus del of 1. Okay, we know that del of n is equal to 1 at n is equal to 0 and it is 0 at n not equal to 0. That means del of 0 values is 1, del of 1 values 0, del of 2 0, del of 3 0. Okay, now see 2 into y of 0 value is 4 plus 0 value is 8, y of 1 value is 8. Okay, next find the response at n is equal to 2. What's the value? Y of 2 is equal to 2 into y of 1 plus del of 2, which is nothing but 2 into y of 1. Y of 1 value is 8, which is nothing but the 2 into 8, simply 16. Now try to find the response at the one more time instance. So y of n at n is equal to 3. Y of 3 is nothing but the 2 into y of 2 plus del of 3. The value is 2 into 16, which is 32. Now see the values. Y of 1 is 8, y of 2 is 16, y of 3 is 32. Now observe these values, how the response of the system is changing with respect to the time. At n is equal to 0, it's 4, they already given, y of 0 is 4. When n is equal to 1, 8, then 16, then 32, the next value is 64. Then the continuously when the n values increases, the amplitude of the response is increase. So there is a possibility of reaching the amplitude is infinity when the time is infinity. Is it right? When the time is increases, the amplitude is also increasing continuously. Okay. So there is a possibility of reaching its value is infinity. So therefore, for the given LTI system is unstable. Okay, like that, you need to give the conclusion. If you know the impulse response, then directly check the impulse response is absolutely summable or not. Okay. Otherwise, if the system is described by the recursive equation, then you need to evaluate the response for the few time instants, then observe the response at those time instants. Okay, how the amplitude or the magnitude of the response is changing. Is increasing or is a constant or is decreasing. Okay, so based on that, you need to give the conclusion. Okay, if you are getting the constant values for all the time instant, then you can say it is bounded. In case where the amplitude is decreasing when the time is increased, then also you can give it is stable. But when the amplitude is increasing with respect to the time, or when the time is increased, then there is a possibility of reaching the amplitude is infinity when the time reaches to infinity. So simply it is unstable. Okay, like that you need to check the particular system is stable or not.